In this video, I'm going to show you the best planting work pals to use in your base. Now, I'm going to give you two pals that are pretty easy to get, and you should be able to get both of them even if you're like, 11. Now, both of the pals that I'm going to show you can be gained at level 20 with the use of breeding. For breeding, you're going to have to unlock the breeding farm at level 19, and you're also going to have cake for the chest over here to actually breed and make the eggs. There is a video linked in the description on how to make cake if you need it. Otherwise, let's get into the very first pal that I'd like to suggest that has... Now, planting is the work skill that is required for planting of the seeds. Every single seed has 3 phases: planting, watering, and then gathering. Both pals that I'm going to suggest to you are great at planting as well as gathering. The first and easiest one is going to be Petallia. Petallia has a level 3 in planting, 2 in handiwork, 2 in gathering, 2 in medicine production, and 1 in transporting. Overall, this is a very good pal to have on your base for managing a farm, even on her own. Now, Petallia is actually best gained if we breed her, but you can actually catch her in the wild, but it's at a higher level. And this is going to be at level 28. So you can see here at this little, dungeon area, you'll challenge here. It's at -20, -264. You can find her and challenge her there. But like I said, this is level 28. We're going to be able to breed her as long as you have the breeding farm. Now, in order to get Petallia, you need 2 very, very easy to get pals. The first one is going to be Sweepa. Sweepa is one of the easiest pals that you can get in this game. Its habitat is over here on the map, and you can also find some on the snow area, but those will be higher level. So here, or even better is if you go to the actual, boss raid version, the alpha version over here, it's level 11. Only level 11. Super easy to get. -227, -593 on the map. Now you're going to breed Sweepa with another pal, and that's going to be Ruby. Ruby, as you can imagine, is a very, very entry-level fire type, literally number 9 on the pal deck. Habitat, you can find it all over here, all over there, all over there, and also there. You can find this thing like a level 4 or 5, super easy to get. Once you have both of these pals, a male and a female, one has to be male, one has to be female, throw them in your breeding farm, just like this, and once you have them, you'll see the breeding on the egg, the counter will start, and you just gotta wait until you get the egg. The egg should spawn. There we go. You'll get yourself a huge verdant egg just like this from these two, and they will always be making this exact same egg. No matter how many times you breed them, you will always get Petallia just like this. Now, while Petallia is pretty good, you can actually go one step further and get Lyleen, which is an end game kind of level pal. She's usually around over level 40 to gain in the world, but we can breed her as long as you're around level 20, maybe 25, depending on how many shortcuts you want to take. But you can get her at level 20, I promise. Her work suitability is level 4 in planting, handiwork level 3, gathering level 2, medicine production level 3. Overall, she's one of the best for managing your farm and your medicine, as well as having the handiwork to help you around the base. If you just have 2 of her, or even just 1 of her on the base, it is absurd how effective she is. Now, Lyleen's habitat, where you can find in the wild, is going to be over level 40. It's going to be at the top right-hand side of the map. Very difficult area to get to, especially at level 20. You're not going to be catching this at 20. Breeding her is the best way. Now, in order to breed her, you are going to need a Petallia, a male or a female of it, which is quite convenient because you probably already bred it from the first pal in this video, which you saw how easy it is to get Petallia. You're going to be breeding Petallia with Mossanda. Now, Mossanda does usually spawn at around level 25 and upwards, but we can take another shortcut into actually breeding Mossanda directly. But before we get into that, if you are around level 25 and you just have a Mossanda, you want to catch a Mossanda to save yourself from the extra breeding. If we check its habitat, you can see it spawns all around in this area here. You can, like I said, usually find it around level 25 and upwards towards level 30. Now, if you're still around level 20 and that's still too much for you, the only other way to get Mossanda is going to take a little bit more work. It's going to require a Sweepa, which you should already have. So breeding a Sweepa with a Sibelyx, which you're going to have to breed as well. Sibelyx is caught over here. The level's going to be too high for you. But Sibelyx can be made by breeding Nitewing and Cinnamoth. Nitewing can be found pretty much all over the world. and Cinnamoth can be found all over here. Now, if you go this method, this is the way to do it if you are around level 20. So you would breed a Nitewing with a Cinnamoth, which will give you a Sibelyx, and if you breed the Sibelyx with Sweepa, you will get Mossanda. So it sounds like a lot, you know, obviously because we're trying to get you to breed at level 20. That is the easiest way to get Lyleen by being level 20. And if we go ahead and we throw Mossanda into our breeding farm, just like this, almost throw him straight over. Grab our Petallia, remember that one has to be male, one has to be female. And with them both in the breeding farm, you will see the egg progress will take place. And after a while, the egg will spawn, and you'll see here there is a huge verdant egg. And if we go ahead and we incubate this, now this egg will always spawn between those two pals, so you can make as many Lyleens as you want. And that is how you're going to get Lyleen. Very easy, even at level 20 if you wanted to.